o'clock, and that song means it's time for Legal Lane. Vanessa Lane Jennings is in the studio to answer your questions about the law. If you are in a predicament or somebody you know is in a circumstance that an attorney's advice could help you or help out that person who you are calling on behalf of, then we invite you to call during the next 25 minutes and ask Vanessa a question. Vanessa is an attorney here in Ocala at the law firm of the Jennings law firm, I should say. And in addition to that, she's also representing the other law firm that you started, which is called?
The Florida DUI and Ticket Center.
The Florida DUI and Ticket Center. Let me put your picture on there. Happy Veterans Day, by the way.
Happy Veterans Day, everyone.
Have you represented veterans? Good morning, first of all. How you doing?
I'm well. How are you?
Good. I have a question about veterans. The reason I'm asking you, but have you represented veterans with veterans issues, I mean?
Yes.
And is it different than handling somebody's case if they're, in other words, I don't mean just a veteran who got in a car crash. I mean, but a veteran who's literally trying to get something settled with the Veterans Administration or something like that?
Yes.
Yeah?
I worked in an employment law firm, and there were some veterans issues that came up there, and getting treatment and making sure it was the right type of treatment and things like that.
Oh, okay.
Even though that's not an employment law issue, they did come to our firm because they did veterans issues. So I worked with them there, but now the way that I help veterans is creating trusts for them.
Oh, okay.
When they go to an assisted living facility.
Oh my gosh.
So
I don't know anything about that. What is that? What does that do?
Well, that way that they're, because depends on where you go and what you do, but when you enter into an assisted living facility, or, the ALFs, they go and they can take part of your income. They go in and that's how they get their money.
Okay.
And they go in and they start taking, different assets, and they could attach it. But if the asset's not in your name and it's in the name of a trust, it's no longer yours.
Oh, okay.
So even though it's for your benefit, it's not yours. So they can't attach that. So we go in and we help veterans set up their estate before they enter into.
I see. That way they protect some of their money.
That right.
Okay. And if they do that, does that mean that the quality of the ALF they stay at might be like a lesser one? Because Robert and I go to, especially this time of year, we go to all of them with the Christmas show we do, and some are like 5-star hotels, and others are, they're all nice, and all the people are nice, but
it depends on how you do it and how you structure and how much money you have. I mean, that's an individual by individual case, because sometimes the legacy they want to give their family is just their home. Uh-huh. So that might not affect, because they still might have other monies, life insurance policies and other things that we can take out and give to the kids to make sure the kids are safe. But there's still enough in the pot for the ALF.
But they can't, the ALF or the government or something, they can't take a home away from somebody, can they?
No. It's not that type of thing. No, it's not that they're taking it away, but sometimes you sell it and that money goes into the pot.
Oh, I see. Okay, and so you figure out a way for them to protect their money.
That's correct.
Okay. Do you know, on the Veterans Show, there's an attorney who comes in. In fact, he was here yesterday. His name is Rick, and he had. Did I ever tell you about him? He
Yes.
had handled cases up in New York, and he had, I guess, criminals. And when he started working with the veterans, it was the first time in his life he had yes sir. Oh no, sir!
Right.
Be the respectful addressing of people. So
and there's a veterans court here in Marion County that's run by the Honorable Judge McKeown. That's
yes.
So there's
gives them a second chance. That
absolutely.
Kind of
thing? They come back, and sometimes they're little. They're mostly little things that happen. That sometimes it's more complex, like a DUI, but as maybe a shoplifting or a simple battery or something that's a violent one. But, they're normally lower end things that are happening, and it really does give them the ability to get back up on their feet and get everything that they need. And the people who go through that program not only are some of the most respectful people, but almost all the time once they're done, and they've built relationships with each other, with the court system that are positive. So it's pretty awesome.
Right. If you have a question for Vanessa in this course of this show, we invite you to call. We will all learn from your questions. The number is 622-9622, and I do see a phone call coming in. Good morning. You're on there with Vanessa. Thank you for calling and for waiting.
Yes. Good morning, Vanessa.
Good morning.
A quick question. Can a lawyer represent a spouse or a family member?
Yes. Like my spouse or my family member?
Yeah.
Yes. I'm allowed to represent them. It depends on, it's going to get a little more complicated, what the issue is and if there's any conflicts of interest, because maybe you would know too much from all the other sides and that would create a disadvantage. But, like, let's say that my dad got in a car accident and...
I hope not.
Well, things happen. No, I hope not to. No, but he gets in a car accident. He's not severely injured, but there's a little bit of whiplash. There's property damage, and he wants to hire me. He could. He wants to hire me to do his will. I'm presuming, if he's listening, that I'm inheriting, so I would not then be able to do the will because that would create a conflict of interest. So it just really depends on what area of law. Like if, God forbid, my sister got arrested, I could represent her,
Okay.
but she's not allowed.
Can you represent yourself? Thank you, Hugh. Thank you for the call.
Everyone could represent themselves. That's called being pro se.
But that's only good if you are an attorney, because
Then it's not good.
Oh, really? Because we can make so many mistakes. You hear about it in the news all the time. These guys who think they're smarter than the average bear.
Yes. Not only do I hear it in the news, I see it in my real everyday life.
Oh, really?
Yes. So, yeah, no, I would hire an attorney because I know that I would be more emotional about my own case. Like I would be able to be rational and logical.
Right.
But at the same exact point, sometimes you only see it from your perspective. And that's the lawyer's job, is to remove you from your perspective and to show you the global view. Well, here's what the other side's going to say. Here's what, their defense is going to be. Now, how do we combat that?
Mm-hmm. If we are damaged in a car accident by a DUI driver,
okay.
Let's see, we obviously need an attorney too, even though we are the victim of somebody else.
Correct. That's why there's all those personal injury firms out there. You see their billboards on the side of the road. We've got
So you don't
$20,000.
just go to your insurance company and say, "Look, I didn't do it. This guy was drunk and he hit me," and so that's not enough. Your insurance company is not enough.
Well, no, I won't. For all the Angie Lewises out in the world, I will say that especially from their perspective, I know Angie's works very, very hard with anybody who's in an accident, so they don't need to get a lawyer. From the insurance company's perspective, the client's perspective is though the insurance company is going to do their best to get me the most money, are they going to fight as hard as a lawyer will? Is it more, is a lawyer who's going to be aggressive and call and harass and talk to that adjuster going to get me more dollars at the end of the day? So it really comes down to, situational. Like if it's a small claim and there's not going to be a lot of money, do you want to hire an attorney? I say you always want to hire an attorney because maybe that small claim you can find something else that's bigger that might not be seen. But on the same token, maybe it is small and maybe your insurance company can deal with it.
And does the judge and the members of the jury automatically have an attitude if you go in there and represent yourself, even though they're supposed to be unbiased?
Judge, more than likely no. I mean, they will say ad nauseum that, we can't give legal opinions because let's say, for instance, I guess I have to give you a hypothetical.
Is ad nauseum a legal term?
It's a Latin term.
Okay. Does it literally mean you hear so much you want to throw up? Is that literally what that means? Ad nauseum?
We're going to go with for you, yes. Of course it does. That is the only correct answer. So you have a situation where you have a lawyer and a person who represents themselves in a courtroom. The person who represents themselves says, Bobby told me X, Y, Z. Lawyer's going to say objection, hearsay. Now, it might or might not be hearsay. There might be an exception. It might fall outside the hearsay rules. But the judge is going to look at them and go, okay, well, what is your response to that? And they're going to look and be like, I can't even begin to tell you. Lawyers don't even understand hearsay for the most part. So for a layperson, they're probably going to go, I have no idea even where to begin with what you're looking at me. And they're going to look at the judge, and the judge is going to be like, I can't help you. You have to say it. Otherwise, if you don't give me anything, I'm going to sustain it. And sometimes the judge, and then there's really good judges who are like, well, no, and they'll explain why it was or was not. But if you don't proffer it with some judges, they just they'll say sustain and you can't get around it. Or sometimes it is a sustainable, but there's a way to ask that question in a different way. Get the same exact answer, but you asked it in a backdoor kind of way. And they don't know how to do that because they haven't read the case law. They haven't had the training. They haven't. So the judge isn't going to help them. So you're going to hear the ad nauseum part that we're going to go back to is that you're just going to hear the judge saying, well, I can't give you legal advice. I can't give you legal advice. I can't give you legal advice. Right. So why they don't get frustrated, they are on loop saying that every single time there's a pro se person, well, I can't give you legal advice. Because there comes up in a trial very technical little things that you can't enter in a piece of evidence if you don't lay the foundation. There's stupid questions you have to ask, and they're really, they're just very basic questions. And if you don't ask all of them in the right order, in the right way, you can't get that piece of evidence in.
Let me take a little break. Vanessa Lane Jennings is here. If you have a legal question of some sort or another, you are invited to call. The number is 622-9622. If you prefer to talk to Vanessa at her office, the number over there is 804-0092.
That's correct.
Correct. We will take a little break and be right back.
This is Jeopardy! Here are the categories.
I'll take Mike Scott Plumbing for 1,000, please, Alex.
Answer. Daily double.
I'll wager 5,000.
All right. Here is the clue. PU is the type of this complication.
What is a sewage backup?
Yes, that's right.
It's all fun and games until something happens to you, like a septic system failure or a clogged drain or line, leaving you saying PU. But not to worry, Mike Scott Plumbing is there to get you out of that jeopardy and back on track. And they don't charge extra for nights, weekends, or holidays. From septic pumping to lawn irrigation to high-efficiency water heaters. At Mike Scott Plumbing, if water runs through it, we do it. Stop by one of the newly renovated showrooms in Hernando or Wildwood, or call today, 237-2888. That's 237-2888.
Mike Scott.
That was the sound of a tree falling. It could be your tree. You're going to have it trimmed, but never got around to calling Pride Tree Service. It could have fallen in a field, and now all you have to do is call Pride Tree Service, and they'll have it quickly out of the way for a great price. But don't wait until the tree falls. It may not fall in the field. It may hit your car, your house, or worse. So call Pride Tree Service today and avoid all those headaches before they happen. Pride Tree Service, 572-2510. That's 572-2510.
Stay informed on everything going on in the Villages with the Village Spectator newspaper. The Village Spectator is exclusively devoted to the Villages with news, commentary, and more. And yes, they have Tom's Picks, a free referral for people who are looking for a company to do work for them. Tom's Picks will refer the company that fits your needs, and all we ask is that you tell them where you heard about them. Call Tom's Picks at 804-1223 and pick up your copy of the Village Spectator today.
Now read Ocala Downtown newspaper online.
A young woman contemplating having an abortion is told by society that whether she has her baby or not, it is her choice. The House of One in Faith in Ocala wants to give that young woman a place to live in comfort during her trying time, to help her know that God's love is abundant and that He is not ashamed of her in any way. The House of One in Faith is free and confidential. For more information, call 352-687-8895.
All right, 10 minutes before 11 o'clock. Really nice Friday. Any plans for the weekend, Vanessa?
Not really.
Nothing?
I have a little fundraiser that I'm going to, but other than that.
Are you going to?
Oh, you are? What is it?
Oh, it's in Sarasota.
Oh.
Are you flying there?
I didn't say Saratoga. Just joking.
Are you going to be at Light Up Ocala next Saturday?
More than likely.
Yeah, good.
More than likely.
Do you have a favorite thing about Light Up Ocala?
Sitting at Harry's and eating dinner and watching television.
What do you have over there?
At Harry's?
Yeah. What's your go-to menu item?
It's one of three. It would be either the shrimp and grits, the Caesar salad, or the pasta Louisiana.
What is that?
Ooh.
I
That
might have
sounds
renamed.
good.
I might have renamed it. That's what it's called at Cheesecake Factory, but it's the same thing.
Okay.
Oh.
And pasta with what?
It's just spicy
Like
pasta.
jambalaya or something?
No, pasta with a Alfredo-y red sauce, like all vodka sauce. It's a little spicy.
Oh, okay,
There's a little kick
nice.
to it.
So we'll be not too far from you. We'll be, if you're in Harry's, we'll be just a block away.
Where
Yeah.
you gonna be?
Right on the corner of Silver Springs Boulevard and One-Way Street, Magnolia, going north.
Yeah.
Silver Springs
So
Boulevard.
just a block, just like
So
down,
just
a block
east of the
from Harry's.
gazebo. Just east of the gazebo, right on that corner.
Okay, so you're actually gonna be like where parking lot number 3 is?
Yeah, right down from that
Is
parking
that
lot.
parking
Yeah.
lot number 3?
It is.
Yeah,
I've
right
learned
there.
that every parking lot has a number.
I didn't know
Oh,
that.
okay.
Yeah, I didn't
That's
either.
where the tree normally is. I don't even know.
Yep.
Is
Yes.
it up
Yeah,
already?
The tree will be there.
That's the skating rink is going there. I
Yeah,
think
we saw
this
the
year.
skating
Oh,
rink.
really?
Yes, because then this is the last year it'll be there, is what I was told.
Oh, maybe they'll bring the Ferris wheel back. I hope so.
No, that's where the hotel's going.
Oh, okay.
So they're gonna begin. So next year we won't have it
Oh,
because of the
really?
Oh,
hotel.
they have construction then.
I think so. I think it
Oh.
starts next. What isn't it next like September or something like that? Mm-hmm. I forgot.
Well, if you go to Harry's, my niece is the bar manager and the manager there,
Okay.
Kelly Packer, and she's a sweet woman.
I will visit.
She's a lot of fun.
Do you know her?
I do not know Kelly, but I will. I will.
Joe Niles knows her.
Okay.
Do you know Joe Niles?
No.
Oh.
There's lots of people that I'm going to be meeting now.
There you go. Yes, you are. He's the best Santa ever.
Oh, I do. Yes, I do know Joe.
Yeah, there you go.
My sister has her picture taken with him.
Oh, okay, there you go. Yep, Joe is wonderful.
He is. All right. So, where? You know, I was going to ask you something. I was in a car accident years ago, and I don't want to jinx
With the
myself.
cow?
What?
The cow.
Not that one.
It's my favorite story ever. So
That's a
I was
good
hoping,
story. I
know,
I was
it's a
hoping
good
somehow the
But
cow
this-
came back into the story.
But this was a story. I was driving a 484, and it was raining, and the lady, what do you call it, ultraplaned or whatever?
Hydroplane.
Hydroplane came into my lane, and so the cars hit each other. I was not at fault.
No.
She felt like she wasn't either because the car went out of control from the water. Ultimately, the end of the story is that the lawyers, the judges, whatever, decided she was at fault, which was good for me.
And she was on the phone,
But,
too.
but what my question is this: I didn't. They because of my insurance wasn't to cover the cost of my car. Like I wasn't going to get my car. I wasn't going to be made whole again.
You didn't have collision.
Right, I guess. Okay. So what the attorney did was he said, "Are you hurting anywhere? Here, go to this chiropractor." And I went to the chiropractor, and the chiropractor found a little clip or something in my bone, in my neck. And I actually did feel it, and so I wasn't like playing along
Right.
with faking it, because remember, Robert, I couldn't even turn my head without
Yeah,
it
that was
hurting.
bad.
But I had no idea that there was actually a little tiny, and he showed me the line where something didn't break, but I guess it could have. Okay. All right. But that was necessary in order to get money so that I would be whole again.
Correct.
It was crazy. And I thought, well, why go through all that? Why don't you just say, here's the money, get a car, and instead of going through all those weeks and weeks and weeks of let me crack your neck, Larry. I said, isn't my neck already cracked? Why do you need to crack my neck? I hate that thing with the chiropractor. I told him, don't do that anymore. I hate that thing. Where he puts your hand on your chin and he turns your head.
I know, that is scary. You think they
Do you
break
like
your
this? You don't like that, do
Having
you?
your neck adjusted, no.
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 This is nothing.
Back adjusted, yes. Neck adjusted. no.
When in nature does any animal need this to be done?
neck. That's right.
But here's the thing: they have all these videos, and this has nothing to do with anything. But they have all these videos that you can watch where they do it to babies now. They do adjustments to small children. They do adjustments to animals. Like,
Gosh.
it is a thing. You didn't realize it, but it was.
But it's not necessary.
Well,
I'm sorry. All my chiropractor friends, Riyadh, I'm sorry. Everything you do is beautiful, but that neck thing, forget it. I don't need the neck thing.
So how do you defend people that way if they're in an accident like that and say it was the woman that asked you to defend her, but she was really the one at fault?
Right. Well, no, and that's what my staff yells at me. And then for taking this, I do take defense cases.
Mm-hmm.
And then you go through the medicals and you start scrutinizing. Was this necessary? Mm-hmm. And you go through the charts.
Well, and that's what they did, and I welcomed it. They sent their own chiropractor
Mm-hmm.
to look at me to make sure that I was really not just playing a game.
Correct.
And I didn't want to play a game. I said, I don't want to play a game. I just want a car. I don't even care if it's a great car. Just something,
Yeah.
And their chiropractor came over and said, "Oh, yeah, he's got something going on there." So I was, thank you. Yeah. So, but that was a good experience, actually. But I guess I didn't have any problem with any of the parties involved. My question was about the law. Why does the law require you to have to jump through hoops just to make yourself whole?
That was actually not the law.
Well,
Really?
why did I have to do all that? That took like 3 months.
You won't like my answer, but the answer is because you didn't have the right insurance coverage.
Yeah, but I wasn't at fault.
But it does. I understand that, but you still have to have the right insurance coverage. Like every policy covers different things, or every aspect of the policy.
Well, and I learned that after.
So-
That's the lesson I learned from that experience.
No, and that's a lesson a lot of people learn, and they learn it the hard way. And
I'm in the hard way camp.
Me too.
And then, that's why Angie Lewis does so much that she does, and I keep using her because
we love her.
Because I love her, and I'm friends with her, and I actually see what she
Well,
does.
and just
But-
using Angie as an example, because she was on the radio so many times, that if you listen to that kind of a show, just like this kind of a show, you learn from people in that profession.
Correct.
And if I had listened and paid attention, maybe I would have gotten the better insurance, and I wouldn't have had to go through all that.
And that's why she did what she did. And that's why it's for her, it was such a big deal to go, or it is a big deal for her to go out there in the community, because you need that type of education. So you understand this collision, though it's $10, $15 extra a month or $30 extra a month, should you get in an accident, you're going to get a car.
Yeah, no, it's a good idea. Yeah.
But what's wrong in my mind is that the person that caused the accident wasn't responsible to fix the car or get the car done. That it was on the person that wasn't at fault to fix your own car. It just boggles my mind.
Florida's a no-fault state.
But that's so. See, and what you're saying is that this is the game. You got to play it the way they wrote the rules, right? You gotta
Yeah, but I say that a lot. People don't like that, but it is true.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's why
Gosh.
you're on the radio, so we learn.
Yes.
Because we don't want to learn the hard way. We want to learn, period, without the hard way being thrown in there
I prefer learning the easy way. It's my preference.
from other people.
I will learn from your mistakes, so I don't go and do that again. Thank you.
But there's nothing you can do about a cow, because if he's going to walk in front of you, you're
Right, you're going to have to swerve, and you might or might not get in an accident because you swerved to miss the cow.
right.
Exactly. Well, that's really something then a person should, when a person becomes of age, then they should come to see you. And, they're 19 years old, they're out on their own and everything, and you could give them a heads up as to what all the legalities are going to be if they don't have something or if they do have something. So you would be an excellent resource for the students.
It's one of those things where people don't think in the future at that age, and that's not a bad thing because I don't
Right.
think any of us really did.
Right.
But weird things happen. Sometimes unfortunate things happen where the child who's now an adult passes away, and then no one ever thought about it because kids are never supposed to go first.
Right.
But then if they don't have things set up, it becomes hard for the parents to come in and do things. Pay their bills for them because they're not on the checking account. If they, there might not be enough money to actually warrant opening up a probate case.
Yeah.
But little things. There's ways to fix it and ways to tweak it, and there's just little things to protect yourself financially from a legal perspective that is not necessarily with an insurance company or with a financial advisor. So those little things do need to be done.
That's why I love this kind of a show. The information shows where somebody like yourself, expert, professional in something. All right, so if we want to call you, we call
352-804-0092.
Same number for both the law firms?
We will transfer you to the other firm.
Okay. Thank you, Vanessa.
Thank you.
We'll be right back.
WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Fox News Radio, I'm Lillian Wu. Protests for a second night in cities across